Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Shed Wizard welcomes you. It is the 27th of January, 2026. I have terrible news. For 2,000 years straight, and today is no difference, the world is being controlled by the pedophile elites. I know, when we woke up this morning, we said, this isn't the day. Not today. Wrong. Ignore everything I said last night about drinking lattes. I was only saying that because I had ran out of liquor. I did not realize that I had one laying on the floorboard of my truck. Don't worry about why it was there. I do not drink and drive. It was a gift. And I have a generous pour of that sitting next to me. So maybe we'll return to the lattes at a later date. But tonight, the whiskey rocks is back. This whiskey is a Kentucky bourbon, 45%, called Chicken Cock. Yes, let that sink into your ears. It's called Chicken Cock. You understand? Looks fantastic. I'm sick, so I got nothing on the nose here. First impressions. It kind of doesn't taste like anything. That's sad. I'm very... We're going to keep on tasting this throughout the night, obviously, but the heat of the alcohol is there, 45%. It's not crazy. It's no 65%. Jack Daniels, whatever the hell that one is. There is not much for flavor going on there, though. Not to worry, though. Okay. Excuse me, coughing attack. Update on the summer of 2026, which has been claimed by yours truly, the Shed Wizard. I woke up even later than I ever have, so I don't think this whole weaning myself into it is going to work. I don't know. It's almost like I know myself or something. I have to declare that tomorrow morning I will wake up and I will fight the globalists with everything I have. I will take my methylene blue, my ultra methylene blue, and I will rise against them. You just have to go. I'm going to be at the gym tomorrow. And it's not even a hard thing. I'm walking on a treadmill. I'm trying to get this shit out of my fucking lungs. I'm not going to be doing any weightlifting. I'm not going to be doing any body weight exercises. I'm going to be walking on a treadmill at a pace that is uncomfortable to me, but that's not going to be the hard thing to do. Almost every pace is uncomfortable to me right now after being sick for 2 months. But we are going to declare it. Tomorrow, we wake up at 4. We get in the truck. We drive to the gym. We start our conquest, our battle to make summer 2026 that of the Shed Wizard. Summer of the Shed Wizard. You may all join me on this conquest. But you do not get the glory. The glory shall be that of the Shed Wizard. His alone. I've been listening to a lot of political podcasts, shows, and I do not want to turn this into a regurgitation of what I hear on there. I used to think that that I was an intelligent person. That was a mistake. I make an excuse now that the sickness that went to my brain and my lungs and all this stuff has made me retarded, which it did make me more retarded. That is true. But it did not make me retarded. I was already that. I was there. I denied it for a long time. I'd have these snippets of thoughts during the workday. A lot of free mind time as my body works. Blue collar, soft hands, not here, brother. I work with these hands, they know work. They know work. Rust, I wash my hands with that. Dirt, I chew that up when I'm hungry. But the mind wanders while you're working with your hands in a manual capacity. And you go, my God, am I intelligent? Little snippets of thoughts that come through that you go, oh, that's an interesting take on this. Here's a different angle. And you go, holy shit, am I a fucking genius? I had 19 interesting takes and different angles on things that I was listening to or news snippets that I was reading. And then you go to speak to another human person. And they go, what have you been up to lately? And you go, oh, I've been working. Yeah? Seen anything interesting lately? You been getting in any weird rabbit holes? You been thinking about anything? Oh, yeah. And then you start trying to explain the things that your brain kind of explored a little bit. And much like this podcast, you go, holy fuck, you can't put a sentence together to save your life. Your thoughts are not coherent whatsoever. So that's a better idea. And I'm going to stutter a lot during this to make you think I'm smart, because that's what all the people that call themselves smart, who I've seen news clippings of, they all stutter a lot. And it's like, my God, his mind is going so fast. His mouth can't keep up. So I will be doing that. That's not a sign of retardation or that I'm just too stupid to get words out. It's because I'm so intelligent, okay? But a distinction I want to make about something, again, that one, I had a little snippet. I was like, ooh, I should explain this about this. And it's distinct from this other thing that I was doing, and then I can't remember it. I think it had something to do with, oh yeah, I feel better doing this already. That does not mean I am better at this. It does not mean the show is going to be entertaining whatsoever. It's not even a show. It's a rambling of an insane man. But I feel better already, and I'm going to take that as a good sign. Okay, because that's the goal here. We're not actually trying to improve our lives. We're not actually trying to get better. We're trying to feel better about who we are. Okay, that way you don't have to change it all. This is intelligence. Back to the whiskey. A little bit more flavor came through on there. It's like, it's got one note, I want to say. Tastes like whiskey. There's nothing unique about that, which I don't know what the price point of it is, but could be a good mixer. If it's a $25 bottle, I doubt it, but name like Chicken Cock, they're probably charging $83 for it. It's not worth it. A lot better bottles for $83 out there. I would argue you shouldn't spend over $72 for a typical bottle of whiskey. If you really want to try some unique ones, you can go up to 100 7 times in your life. You get 7 bottles of $100 in your life. Other than that, you're just bragging. You're just rich. Okay? You're not actually getting any after $100. I think that's a high price point as well. But after $100, for sure, you're getting nothing new under the sun. I think it's lower than that. I think it's more about $78. There's nothing new under the sun. But if we're just going to go blanket statement, no way. $100, you're not above that. You're not getting anything new. $50 to $100, and I live in a high liquor tax state. Good on other taxes, but the liquor tax is ridiculous. So my bottles are more expensive than other people's bottles. I've seen a lot of what I buy for $50 normally goes for about $35 to $40 everywhere else, which hurts my soul. Taxes or taxation is theft. Fuck the IRS. Leave my fucking liquor alone. But from where I live in a high cost area, that's why you get up into the $75 range, and I'll still buy them because that's just what it costs to do business around here, and it sucks ass. But you still get good bottles. and different ones and stuff like that. And around here, a $25 bottle is basically a plastic bottle. So I'm not hating on people. If you live in a place where your decent bottles are $35, I am just envious. I want to be like that one of these days. I want to go splurge on a $50 bottle instead of having to spend $50 on a decent, just a nice drinkable whiskey. That's not a mixing whiskey. Anyway, I feel better about speaking. I don't think my thoughts are coherent. I don't think that they're going anywhere, which is the nail in the coffin of me being an idiot. If I had any of the intelligence that I may have once thought I had, it would show a little bit. It would definitely, it would make it. So I'm not changing the direction, because I never had a direction with this. It was just meant to be my ramblings, but it will just be a retard's commentary on the world and life in general. Philosophy is very interesting. I think a lot of philosophers were retarded cucks, but I am half of those things. The retard part. As far as I know, I'm not a cuck yet. There is hope. The days keep coming. I wake up and a new day is here. So I may be a retarded cuck by the end of my life. That could be. Philosophy is interesting, though. The ideas that it explores are fun. The application of them is almost impossible. I don't see what the fucking point is to half of the philosophies out there. They're still so abstract. And I think half the journey of philosophy, or the point of it, I'm not sure what journey or point, is just it's to take you on a self-exploration journey, not even focused on the point of the philosophy itself. It's just a mind distractor. It gets your mind focused so your subconscious can do the work of your personal life in the context with which you live. Because I don't read Nietzsche. Let's put this out here. I don't read Nietzsche. I have watched videos attempting to explain Nietzsche philosophy, but I have never read holy crap. I turned an audiobook on once on YouTube, and I went, yeah, no, I'm not getting any, especially in trying to modern day English and trying to understand it with my fucking brain. Not going to happen. So I watched video recaps on his philosophy, and I just don't understand how it's going to be applicable to my life. Maybe there's somebody out there who it is applicable to their life. That would be a person I'd like to talk to. I'd like to go, hey, you embody Nietzschean philosophy? Like, you just read that shit and went, oh, wait, this is what I was doing wrong. I can turn my life into this. I can absolutely mirror map my life onto this philosophy and just go from there. And then there's others that I take things from that points in their philosophies you find very interesting, and a small snippet of it you go, perfect. For example, I'm stalling here to remember the Socratic method, right? Basically just questioning things to their logical end. That I understand, but I also, there has to be a limit on that, or else you just get down to questioning the noises that come out of your mouth, right? If you take the Socratic method to that end, you are going to go, well, and what does this actually mean? What are these? Because there's words in the English language that just come out of context in and of itself. They don't really mean anything. So then if those words don't have inherent meaning to them, and they were just a placeholder for a contextual feeling, then essentially you're debating the sounds that come out of someone's mouth. That didn't make any fucking sense. This is what my brain is like. Imagine trying to live my life when you go, oh, the Socratic method is fantastic, except for when you get down to debating sounds that come out of people's mouths. How the fuck am I supposed to explain what's going on in my brain if that's what comes out of my fucking mouth? This is terrible. Kurt Metzger has no eyelids. I realized this when I was going through my YouTube algorithm. I used to just let it populate. Problem is, it wasn't populating what I wanted to see. A bunch of fucking bug-eyed freaks that are, there's another term. I've heard it a billion times. It's not is it the soy jack? It's one of the fucking jacks. Jacking off. Soy jack, cuck jack, obviously. There's a few other jacks, but it's the surprise face and the point. Those things were still popping up on my fucking YouTube. I haven't said bad words yet. This one's going on YouTube, so we haven't said the really real bad words. YouTube, I'm going to say real bad words sometimes. I'm going to try to keep it just to my private ones, but they will slip out on this one. I was noticing that my YouTube algorithm was still putting soy jacks on my fucking homepage. And I've never watched a video since I've been an adult that has a goddamn soy jack on there. So I started actually trying to curate my algorithm by clicking not interested in this, or blocking the users that post soy jacks. Not ironically. I'll still watch Lemon Party. Those are ironic soy jacks. And then it was like Kurt Metzger. And I was like, well, his eyes are always fucking popping out of his head, which is, he wears sunglasses a lot, but when he doesn't, his eyes are popping out of his head. And I went, but he's not soy jacking. It's just he doesn't have eyelids. That's the thing. You don't have eyelids. Of course you look like a bug-eyed freak. But anyway, I've been curating my YouTube algorithm, and it's gotten a bit depressing because it's getting more accurate the more other fillers. You don't realize what you're actually watching every day until you kick off all the shit that they're just recommending to you. You get rid of all the fucking stupid popular channels that, first of all, it's not content if you read Am I the Assholes off Reddit. Okay, that's other people's fucking content, which is fake, by the way. They may have had a premise for those, but everything in there is all made up. Something may have happened similar to the premise of that, but the filler and the actual events that happened, that's all made up. That's not real. GQ, what do they do? Is it GQ is doing celebrity things where it's what do I wear or what's in my something or other. They do those goddamn things. The other ones do the Google search autofill thing. Hot Ones. If someone I like goes on Hot Ones, I will watch it, but I'm trying to not do that because it's fucking slop, dude. It's goddamn slop. So I've been purging my YouTube algorithm as best I can of all this. And what is left is I'm a boring person. I'm fucking awful. Holy shit. What a absolute buffoon it is. Let's go with a refresh. Well, that's the best podcast on the planet, so we're not gonna deal with. Oh God, Pat McAfee show. I need to start purging that one, but it's the only sense of normalcy that I have left. A cod daily. That's the Sargon of a cod. We got Asmongold clips. Need to get rid of that. It's just bait. It's finally over, he said 1 billion times. This is it. This is the end. Scorpions. I listened to one of their songs once. Now it's just Scorpions. Julian Edelman. That's useless stuff. Oh, look. Podcast of the Lotus Eaters. A cod daily again. Lana Del Rey. We like her. We like Lana Del Rey. I know she's a whore. What woman isn't, right? I know. Then we got goddamn Joe DeRosa. No, thank you. Look at, oh my goodness, Kurt Metzger has his eyes closed. He does have eyelids. I was wrong. That's incredible. He must use those things probably 3 times in his entire life. Dan Soder, Hodge twins. This is just a basic retard's fucking, holy shit, I suck ass. I gotta find a corner of the internet and just dive in. Nightcap, Shannon Sharp. Whitest kids you know. Should I kill myself? After actually reading that out, I feel like suicide might be, it's not like I'm suicidal. I just look at that and go, what the fuck are you doing on this planet? Am I just done with content? Do I just stop that? I don't have good stuff. Obviously, I have one, War Mode, greatest podcast on the planet. Hilarious. Other than that, I have basic bitch retard slop on my fucking feed. And that would be the reason I kill myself, to rid the world of such a casual loser. There's no suicidal thoughts in my head until I read that and I go, you shouldn't be on the planet. That is some terrible, terrible, terrible stuff. Almost as bad as your philosophy takes. The Socratic method is debating noises that come out of your mouth. Amazing. That's, I will say that's probably unique. That may be a unique take. Look at that. That was one of the things that was in my brain. I managed to pull it out because it was a unique take on it. Turns out it was just fucking retarded. It was unique, but it was retarded. I can't even remember half the other philosophers that I fucking have listened to or listened to analysis of. Jordan B. Peterson, philosopher. Oh, Alex Jones is too. I forgot Alex Jones called himself a philosopher. He's not an influencer. Well, globalists are going to label you influencers. Influencers are people that they can control to influence the social landscape on where you are. Okay? That is not me. And anybody who claims that is a retard. I'm a philosopher. I'm a warrior. You understand? That's not a fake story. He said that. He said he's a philosopher and a warrior. Not an influencer. Now, I'm trying to think of the other philosophers. Oh, Immanuel Kant. Couldn't tell you what the fuck the crux of his philosophy is. Listen to that one 1 billion times. Was he in the changing of the Christian? Was he in the Enlightenment era? Could be. I don't remember. Turns out my audible retention is 0 for factual things. I could tell you front to back the story of a bunch of high fantasy books. Those ones stick with me. Stormlight Archive. Let me give you a 3-hour breakdown off the dome right now. No problem. Lord of the Rings, not even my favorite. I could give you a front to back gist of that one. Including all the walking. That would be the easiest part though, because you just guess. You go, oh, and then they were in I don't remember the name of the town, Ellendale or Elvendale or Arendelle. Oh, I think that one's right. We're gonna go with that one. And then they were at Arendelle, and then you go, and then what happened? You go, Then they started walking again. And you're right. You just go, and then they started walking again. Then they had the big battle, Two Towers. And then they started walking again. I don't think Two Towers is actually in the books. I think that's all. Is it in the books? See, I don't know. Ents. And what did the Ents do? They talked. They talked for a long time. And what did they do after they were done talking? They started walking. Okay? Now, this is a philosophy that I can actually put in my goddamn brain box. Listen. And then you start walking. Okay? That, until I can actually remember real philosophy, this is my philosophy from now on. Things happen. And then you start walking. That's it. That's what happened in Lord of the Rings. They started walking a bunch. Things would happen to them, and then they would walk afterwards. And then other things would happen to them. They would fight people, and then they would walk afterwards. It was incredible. They would get betrayed by people, and then they would walk some more. That's a philosophy that I can remember. That's a philosophy that I can emulate. You know, I was talking about the dude that could emulate Nietzsche and how that would be such a great guy to talk to. Just be like, wow, Nietzsche and philosophy just mapped to your personal life. Incredible. Well, this is one that can map to mine. Things will happen to me and I will walk. Do you understand? This whiskey is showing me no personality. I'm getting nothing from it. The only one I've had as bland as this is Woodford Reserve. But you know what will happen after I drink this whiskey? I will walk. I will walk somewhere. The Oscars are here. It's January. The Oscars are here. I haven't watched in 10 years. I don't know a single movie. I haven't seen a trailer for a single one of these movies. I recognize the names of half of the actors, so I think they're back to nominating like famous people. They're not just going to the craziest ends of the earth and just nominating nobodies. But I just wanted to let you guys know the Oscars are back. It is currently the 27th of January 2026, but this will not be until March 15th, 2026. Wow. The year's like, yeah, never mind. Year's quarter over by then. Whatever. Don't worry about it. You're all good. I will not watch the Oscars. I don't know who will. And it doesn't matter. They will all speak about political things, which matter. You know they do. They will all suck each other off because they are important people. You know, I shit on them. I bet at least some of them have philosophies. Bet some of them at least can remember. They probably like read Ayn Rand because that's big in Hollywood. And they have some weird occultish philosophy that they all stick to. So you can't fault them for that. I mean, at least they remember philosophies instead of the one that I have, which is just walk afterwards. Something happens, you just walk. That's all I have, though. That's all I can remember. Besides fantasy books. And not even that many. I don't have a big collection. I read, The Witcher. I can tell you what happens in the Witcher books. Not chronologically, because they're not written chronologically. That was a big problem I had with those goddamn books. Witcher, Stormlight Archive. What other high fantasy? Well, I don't even know. Oh, I tried. Game of Thrones. No, it is Game of Thrones. The series is Game of Thrones. Whatever. George R.R. Martin won't finish the goddamn series to save his fucking life. Fuck him. I know the plot of that one from the movies and the TV shows, but I have listened to the books. I remember all these things. I remember names. Songs. I listen to music. The messages in music are bullshit. Music is trash. I still remember those. I remember lyrics. Can't remember philosophers' names. Plato and Socrates, that's what I got. Immanuel Kant, can't remember what the fuck he talked about. That's what I got. I got 3 Nietzsche. I got 4 philosophers in my head. Don't know the differences between them. I bet Nietzsche talked shit on everybody, though, and that's all I know is he hated all the philosophers that came before him, basically. Very funny. Very funny to talk shit on people who are dead. I am not being facetious there either. I think that is very funny. They can't do anything about it. Let it rip. I am this whiskey. An epiphany has rained down upon me. I can't identify what this is, what its purpose is, or what it is even akin to. I am this whiskey, a nothing, a shell, a blank canvas, waiting for Alex Jones to imprint his ideology on me. Listening to Steve Bannon with his 2 button-up shirts and his 17 pens stuffed in there, trying to delete pictures of himself with Jeffrey Epstein off the world. He's going to print his fucking MAGA philosophy on my blank canvas of a brain. Listening to the tiny Mexican rant all day. Starting his show and then getting on it 2.5 hours after he starts his show. Incredible stuff. That's who I am. I am somebody who listens to those fucking people. Isn't that so aspirational? My goodness, my intelligence shocks me. You know, I am a beacon to all of you losers. You just emulate me. I am a winner. All I do every day is just listen to other people speak. I listen to them brainwash me. They claim the other side. The other side. That is who they claim. Those are the words they use. The other side is lying to me. The other side is lying to me. They are. Guess what? You're lying to me too. I have seen things with my eyes that you have then told me did not happen. I have watched things with my eyes that you go, this is propaganda. This didn't happen. Holy shit. Stop smacking things. Now, as we see here in this video, this happens. And you go, no, that didn't happen. Well, listen, this happened. Okay? You gotta trust me. I've been fighting the globals a long time. This definitely happened. I know the playbook. I know everything about it. I know what's gonna happen before they actually do it. This happened. So you're lying to me too. And I'm going to go along with it. I keep on listening to you. I watch the shows. I do. I get taken in. What are you supposed to do? Nothing? What if I did nothing? Let's explore that. My life is already... You always... Okay. Oh. All right. I finally got something interesting to talk about. People always go, well, this is all I have. If I don't do this, then what will I have? I have to watch these stupid corporate TV shows. I have to listen to these news pundits. I have to do all this because then what will I be? Newsflash. You're not something even with that. You understand? And I'm speaking to myself here because I don't understand. I do all these things because without them, I am nothing. It wasn't until 10 seconds ago I realized with them, I am nothing. They don't improve my life. They don't inform me about anything. I am no more interesting having listened to these people. I'm no better person. I am no more anything. In fact, the little, if I had anything to me whatsoever, is being stripped away systematically by my conditioning of the brain listening to these goddamn retards. Now, they are funny. I will say that. I will listen to the funny ones. I will listen to Alex Jones occasionally. For the butts. Funny ha-has, yes. But trying to listen to his show and all these other ones, right and left, listening to their shows as a way of informing myself and gaining a personality, it's complete bullshit. It hasn't helped me in 10 years. It's not going to help me in another 10 years. The right and left is going to use it as mind control. Just sitting here going, now you must do this. You must to defeat the global. You are no more of a person than you were, which you were disappointed in yourself back then, having listened to them. Well, I've been listening for 10 fucking years, 15 fucking years. You are no more of a person than you were back then. They have not improved your life whatsoever. They have not made you more interesting. They have not done anything. We are going to have to stop. And I'm talking to myself. There's nobody listening, so it's obviously myself. That is tough. Oh my goodness. Sitting with your own thoughts all day long. Maybe music. Music can actually change your life. I have had that. I have definitely had the phenomenon where you go, I hate this type of music. This isn't, I know that what this music is called is bad. And then you find something that fits in that category of music. And you go, holy shit, this shit rocks my fucking dick off. Okay? So maybe music is there, but it's not going to be all day long. We're not going to be blasting the stupid fucking earboxes. And I'm going to be a boring person for a long fucking time. Because I don't think my brain has actually been turning on. I don't think it has. I think I've been listening to outside sources and then occasionally, very occasionally, going, well, here's another way to look at that. And then going, holy fuck. Because I then associate that strange thought I had with the entire conversation as if I was having that conversation as if that conversation was my ideas, and then I came up with an alternative view of it. I didn't. My mind was blank for the 35 minutes I was listening to this conversation, and then I had an opinion on it. I didn't even think for 35 fucking minutes of that. But then you have one little idea on it, and you go, fucking genius, dude. I basically had that whole conversation and the epiphany and the unique observation. No, you didn't. You sat there with your brain fucking turned off, not thinking about anything. I may allow factual as close as I can get. Nothing. Okay, well, first of all, disclaimer, nothing's factual. Historical rhetoric shows, for example, news reports on historical events are not factual, but they did happen. So that may be worth listening to if you go into it with the mindset that what you're listening to is not the truth about what happened, but the news report happening was a real event. And then if you transport your mind back to 1972 when the news report was happening and the other evidences that have come out about that time, and then you go, okay, so I'm listening to a news report that did happen about this time, and then trying to learn what were the political factions of that time, what skew to this story could there be from either side, and what are they going to slip up on because they are human. Things like that I think would be worthwhile. Listening to historical documentaries on wars and then identifying when the excuse me, I didn't warn you. Excuse me. I didn't warn you about that. Identifying when this documentary was recorded and going, here was the public opinion about the focus of this documentary at that time, which will allow you to possibly learn a somewhat accurate version of the documentary. You might be able to parse out the actual truth versus what indoctrination is, and that may be worthwhile. But more than that, I'm sitting here going, why am I listening to things all day long? I work 8, 10, 12 hours a day. Why is 6.5 of that noises being blasted into my fucking earbox? I can't go to the gym in the morning. I refuse. I wake up in the morning late. I get to work on time. And then I just blast myself in the fucking ear with indoctrination. When you can finally articulate it, it's insane. I am an insane person. Does this drive me into schizophrenia, or can we pull ourselves out? Where do you go? Family, friends. Friends are few and far between these days. What are you talking about, friends? Who has friends? Thank goodness I have a big family. I am this whiskey. I am a boring, tastes like nothing, know nothing, impress nobody. I am still the owner of summer of 2026. Shed Wizard claims it. I am not backing down on that. We are waking up in the morning, going to the gym. That is my plant the flag moment. You heard it here first. I am not giving up on that. But identifying myself as a lump of fucking clay splatted on the potter's wheel, that is key. And I wonder how many other people out in the world are imprinting upon themselves the interesting factors of the people that they listen to every day. It's clearly what I'm doing. Now that I look at it, it's clearly what I'm doing. I listen to what I consider interesting people. And I take that. I take a little drawing of that. You know, I trace it. I put a little paper over the lit back screen of the lit screen of a phone, and I trace it, and I go, that's me. That's clearly me, obviously. I take this in every day. It has had to have taken hold on me. I'm basically a political commentator. I'm a comedian. What are you talking about? I have said things that may have made people laugh. I'm a comedian. I've had takes on politics. I am of voting age, therefore I have takes on politics. I'm a political commentator. No, you're not. You're a boring whiskey. Probably overpriced. Kurt Metzger does have eyelids. You were wrong. You opened up your YouTube, immediately saw a picture of him with his eyes closed. Only eyelids can close eyes. What do you think about that? I will not give up my philosophy, though. I will keep walking. Things will happen to me. This is a fact. Things just happened to me tonight. And I will walk after this. You will read in your book. You'll go, and then they walk some more. That's pretty cool. What's ahead? Well, you don't know. Whenever you're reading Lord of the Rings, when you get to a walking part, that's not the end. You go, and then they walked for a while. You go, great. Well, they just did this. So what does that mean for the future? Well, if you've never read the books, you really don't know. They could sleep under a tree. They could find an inn. They could find some they could run and hide further in the woods. They could find a weird man who sings a lot and has a hot wife, right? But the keep walking doesn't indicate what's going to be ahead of them. That's just a fact of what they do after things happen to them. They just go, all right, and then they kept walking. Hey, a good thing happened to them. Then what? Well, they walked some more. Bad things happened to them. The 9 kings were chasing them. And then what happened? Well, after that, they walked some more. That's great. So, good things are going to happen to me. Bad things are going to happen to me. And then after those bad things happen to me, or the good things happen to me, I'm gonna like walk some more, I think. But we're going to claim summer 2026, Shed Wizard. We are going to turn off political commentary and a lot of the comedy podcasts, except for War Mode. War Mode is the GOAT. I don't care how bad they are at releasing. They are the GOAT. They are also insane. But who's to judge? I just discovered that I'm a fucking loser nobody that has no personality. Amazing. So we're going to turn off political commentary, comedy podcasts, withdrawals, right? We might even retain. What if we retain? All right? Who knows for how long? What if we set a calendar date? What if we set no women, okay? We're going to retain? No, women don't get our essence. We don't even get our own essence. We're going to reconstitute it into our own energy. February, nope, can't do that one. We're going even further. We are going March 31st, retain until March 31st. We are going to the gym in the morning. We will see how we feel after that. But then next week, it is a 5-day-a-week gym. Currently, I'm going to go. This is my thought process, okay? We at least drive to the gym, we get in the gym. Now, here, what we do in there is up for debates, but what I'm thinking currently is this week, cardio, slow, low joint impact, meaning incline treadmill, obviously. The next week, if my lungs feel good, I want to get weight and body weight training in there and cardio. And I'm thinking for that one, it's 3 cardio days, 2 weight training days. Okay. After that, possibly switch, go 3 weight training, 2 cardio. Retain essence. That's what I'm putting in my calendar right now. No women. No thoughts of women. We are a boring, empty container that is going to remake ourselves. And I'm speaking in the third person because I'm a fucking faggot and I can do that. Oh, God damn it. This one's going on YouTube. I told you I was going to say bad words, YouTube. Please do not ban me. It is January the 27th. The sweet honeys will not accept our essence. Denied, sweet honeys. Denied. Do not look at me. I will not look at you in the eyes. I will not fall trap to your beguiling eyes. Harlot, begone from me, vile woman. Begone from me, foul temptress. I am retaining, do you understand? I am reconstituting my essence into power and energy. I am no longer being indoctrinated by the ideologues which have fooled me because auspiciously, that is not a word that I know the meaning of. I just used it. That's who I think I am. Do you understand? I know the word auspiciously is a word. I don't know what it means, and yet I will use it because I'm a bad word. I'm a bad word. Because these ideologues, I'm getting back to my original point here, they have co-opted what I thought they have co-opted the movement with which I thought I was a part of. Conservatives, Christian right. And these ideologues that I listen to associate themselves with it. But all I get there is the same bad feeling of indoctrination that I get from the left and the lunatic fringe lib cucks. That's all I get over there. So we are draining our swamp of the ideologues that have claimed our projected something or other. Holy shit, think of words. They have claimed what we thought. No, incorrect. We have a set of beliefs that we hold in our hearts. They have claimed those set of beliefs as their own, yet do not actually hold them. As far as I can tell. The feelings that I get are not that of truth when I listen to them. I feel as if they are the other side of the coin of the liberal retards that I have listened to. So we are ridding ourselves of them. We are draining that. What we are not draining is our essence. We are retaining that until the blessed day of 31 March. Who knows if there is a woman to release us? Who knows? The women are around. I will tell you this. Unfortunately, they are whores. Many of them seem to be whores. I will not say from personal experience, but I believe with my heart. I believe it to be true. It is not something that I will take evidences of. I believe it more strongly than that. So maybe they are whores of personal experience. Maybe they are not. Either way, we will not drain that swamp until 31 March 2026. It is currently 27 of January 2026. And we will gym 5 days a week. 5 days. Every single week from now until then. And hopefully on from them as far as gym goes. Because summer 2026, Shed Wizard, claim, plant flag. Starting tomorrow, I wake up. Gym. Goodbye.